San Diego, a name synonymous with sun-drenched beaches, sparkling ocean views, and a laid-back California vibe. Tourists flock here, drawn by the promise of paradise. But beneath this idyllic facade lies a harsh reality, a hidden crisis that casts a long shadow over the city's vibrant tapestry. Homelessness. It's a problem that has plagued San Diego for years, but recently it's exploded into a full-blown crisis, leaving no corner of the city untouched. The numbers are staggering, the stories heartbreaking. This is San Diego's hidden crisis unveiled. This isn't your typical travelogue. We're going deeper, past the postcard perfect images, to expose the raw underbelly of a city grappling with a complex and devastating issue. We're going to meet the people living this crisis every day, hear their stories, and understand the systemic failures that have led us here. Fasten your seatbelts, because this journey is about to get real. San Diego boasts a thriving economy, a hub for technology and innovation. Gleaming skyscrapers pierce the sky, a testament to the city's prosperity, yet a stone's throw away, a different reality unfolds. On the sidewalks, under bridges, in parks and alleyways, thousands are forced to call the streets their home. The stark contrast is impossible to ignore. The statistics are sobering. The latest count revealed over 10,000 individuals experiencing homelessness in San Diego County, a number that has been steadily rising. More alarmingly, the number of those living unsheltered, exposed to the elements and dangers of the streets, has skyrocketed. This isn't just a number, it's a human tragedy, unfolding on a massive scale. Behind each statistic is a face, a story, a life derailed. Families are torn apart, veterans left to fend for themselves, and individuals struggling with mental health and addiction issues are left vulnerable and forgotten. The reasons for this crisis are complex and multifaceted, but one thing is clear: the system is failing its most vulnerable citizens. Meet Sarah, a single mother of two who found herself priced out of her apartment after a sudden illness drained her savings. Now she navigates the shelter system, desperately trying to shield her children from the harsh realities of homelessness. Then there's John, a veteran who served his country with honor, only to find himself battling PTSD and struggling to find his footing in civilian life. He sleeps in his car, haunted by memories of a war he can't escape. These are just two faces in a sea of despair. Each person living on the streets has a story to tell, a unique set of circumstances that led them to this point. There's Maria, who fled domestic violence and found herself with nowhere to go, and David, who lost his job and spiraled into addiction, losing everything in the process. Their stories are a stark reminder that homelessness can happen to anyone, at any time. These aren't just anecdotes, they are the human cost of a broken system. A system that often feels designed to trap people in a cycle of poverty and despair rather than offer them a hand up. It's a system that needs a radical overhaul, a complete reimagining of how we address this crisis. The causes of homelessness are complex and interwoven, a tangled web of systemic failures and individual circumstances. The lack of affordable housing in San Diego is a significant driver, with soaring rents and stagnant wages making it nearly impossible for low-income families to keep a roof over their heads. But it's not just about housing. Mental health services are inadequate, leaving individuals struggling with addiction and mental illness without the support they need. The healthcare system is fragmented and difficult to navigate, especially for those without stable housing. And the social safety net, designed to catch those who fall through the cracks, is woefully inadequate. The pandemic exacerbated these existing problems, pushing more people into poverty and homelessness. The expiration of eviction moratoriums and pandemic-related aid has created a perfect storm, leading to a surge in evictions and a dramatic increase in the number of people experiencing homelessness for the first time. Section 5. A city divided, exploring San Diego's neighborhoods. The crisis is not confined to a single area. It permeates every neighborhood, from the affluent streets of La Jolla to the bustling downtown core and the sprawling suburbs of East County. Each area presents a different face of the crisis, reflecting the unique challenges and demographics of its residents. In downtown San Diego, Tents line the sidewalks, a visible reminder of the city's struggle to address the issue. In Ocean Beach, a community known for its bohemian spirit, homeless encampments have sprung up along the riverbed, raising concerns about sanitation and public safety. And in North County, where the cost of living is high and affordable housing scarce, families are struggling to stay afloat, often living paycheck to paycheck, one financial setback away from disaster. The geographical diversity of the crisis underscores its pervasiveness. It's a stark reminder that homelessness does not discriminate. It affects people from all walks of life, in every corner of the city. Local officials and community activists are on the front lines of this crisis, witnessing its devastating impact every day. They are working tirelessly to provide aid and advocate for solutions, but they are fighting an uphill battle. "We're facing an unprecedented crisis," says Sarah Smith, director of a local homeless outreach organization. "The need is overwhelming and our resources are stretched thin. We need a multi-pronged approach that addresses the root causes of homelessness, from affordable housing to mental health services." Mayor Lynn, in a recent press conference, acknowledged the severity of the problem. "We are committed to addressing this issue with compassion and urgency," she stated. "We are working on expanding shelter capacity, providing more resources for mental health and addiction treatment, and developing long-term solutions to address the affordable housing crisis." But critics argue that the city's efforts are too little, too late. They point to the continued clearing of encampments, which they say simply displaces people without addressing the underlying issues. They call for a more humane and effective approach, one that prioritizes housing and support services over criminalization. Despite the grim reality, there are glimmers of hope. Across San Diego, dedicated organizations and individuals are working tirelessly to make a difference. From providing meals and clothing to offering job training and mental health services, these groups are on the front lines, offering a lifeline to those in need. Innovative solutions are also emerging. The city is exploring the use of modular housing units to provide rapid shelter and supportive services. Non-profit organizations are developing permanent supportive housing projects, providing a safe and stable environment for individuals transitioning out of homelessness. And grassroots movements are advocating for policy changes, pushing for increased funding for affordable housing and social services. These efforts, while commendable, are not enough. Addressing this crisis requires a collective effort, a commitment from all levels of government, the private sector, and individuals. It demands a fundamental shift in how we view and address homelessness, moving away from band-aid solutions to long-term systemic change. This isn't just about San Diego, it's a microcosm of a national crisis, a stark reminder of the growing chasm between the haves and the have-nots. It's a call to action for all of us to open our eyes, to see the humanity in those living on the streets, and to demand better for our fellow human beings. We cannot, in good conscience, continue to ignore this crisis. We cannot turn a blind eye to the suffering on our streets. It's time to bridge the gap, to reach out a helping hand, and to demand action from our leaders. Support the organizations working tirelessly on the ground. Advocate for policies that prioritize affordable housing, mental health services, and a robust social safety net. Volunteer your time, donate what you can, and use your voice to amplify the stories of those living this crisis every day. As we conclude our journey through the heart of San Diego's hidden crisis, we are left with more questions than answers. But one thing is clear, this is not a problem that will solve itself. It requires our attention, our compassion, and our unwavering commitment to finding solutions. This is not the end of the story, it's just the beginning of a conversation, a call to action to create a more just and equitable society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Join us in demanding better. Subscribe to our channel to stay informed about this issue and others like it. Together we can make a difference.